Welcome to my craft room. This is my 3 by the 3rd, although obviously I'm late, this is August already. Wow. And I think spring is finally coming. I thought this would be my first video without gloves, but maybe not. I talked to Wandering Dreamer, and she said that anything goes. And I had an idea. I found these absolutely adorable Australian stringy bark discs. And I thought they were so pretty, and I had the idea to turn them into ornaments for my grandchildren. Only I had no idea how to do that. So I asked my daughter-in-law, who's an artist, and this is what she came up with. Isn't that cute? Unfortunately, I lack her skills, so mine are going to be a lot more rudimentary. But this is what I have in my dreams, and if I keep practicing, I might get there eventually. Oh, and this fancy green tape, if you see it, that's supposed to keep me in the screen. So let's see if that works. Now the first step is to draw the circle that I want the art to be on. Oh, maybe I should show you what I'm actually coming up with, huh? Do I have one here? No? Oh, there they are. See? I'm using stencils since I don't have any freehand art. That's what we're going to get. I think this is actually the design we're going to go for today. So, I trace around a circle that's about the right size. I notice that it's very, very badly off center, but oh well. And then she says I wanted to use white as my first layer because the wood will absorb it like crazy and the color will be very muted if I put it directly onto the wood. So I pulled out this bottle of gesso. I learned about gesso. It is gesso, not gesso. Anyway, from the very first YouTuber after Wandering Dreamer that I started to follow. His name is Mike Deacon, and he's fabulous. And he does mostly art journal stuff, and I could never figure out the purpose to art journals. So I collected all this stuff to try to learn from him, and then ended up not using most of it more than once or twice because I still couldn't figure out the purpose to an art journal. The end result to me seemed to be more clutter. And I'm at the stage of my life when I'm trying to get rid of clutter, not create new. I am the age at which my father died, so I've decided to treat this year as though it's my last. I don't think it probably is, but it's a good, I guess that's what my daughter-in-law calls a reset point. Get rid of the clutter I don't want my family to have to deal with when I'm gone. Oops. And live my life pretty much as I want to, at least for this year. Anyway, now the tape may help, but the wandering mat is a bit of a problem. Anyway, as I say, my results are nothing like my daughter-in-law's, and they never will be, but with practice they'll get better. Actually, my complete lack of freehand skills is a large part of why I took up stamping, because then I could make beautiful things out of other people's art. I moved some of this gesso because I got over enthusiastic. it does dry pretty quickly, but in the interest of not taking hours and hours and deafening you with a heat tool, I have just prepared 3 of these discs for the various stages. Okay. I wonder if I can extend this out a little bit so it looks less off center. Wish me luck. Oh, what a week it's been. Actually, more like a month, really. Here in Australia, we have twice a year inspections for all rental properties. And have I told you that already? Probably. And since housekeeping is not normally my top priority, the week before the inspection is always pretty exciting, as I rush around trying to make it so that the health department wouldn't take an undue interest. Anyway, so there we have it. Step first, put the white stuff down. And by the magic of YouTube, I now have dry white stuff. And I get the white off the brush. That will probably be good enough. And then I want to put down a gold base because I think it's pretty. And my experience is that this slips on much more easily than the gesso. For about 18 years, I kept a blog. I was very, very big on it for, a long time. And then a couple of years ago, when I moved to Australia, I found that blogging became very difficult. I was never quite sure why. I blamed it on lots of things, but none of it ever really seemed like the answer. But in the last few weeks, since I quit Facebook and started having more introspective time, I realized that a large part of it was a mommy blog about raising a little child and homeschooling him. But at some point, he grew up. He's 20 now and living with his girlfriend here at my house, which is wonderful. I'm so glad he's still here because his brothers had all moved away by the time that they were 16. But a mommy blog just wasn't really relevant anymore. And it was called Life at Shea Smithy, but we weren't living in the same place anymore. We moved to Australia. And that was why it was so hard. So this morning, I went to Wix, which is hosting my friend Magpie's blog, and I had a look. And I decided to start a new blog. If I ever get anywhere with it, I'll post it in the comments, but it seems fun to be back to the idea of talking without having to talk. I've always been much better at writing than at speaking. There, and now we have the base. Okay. Now, I thought I had one of these. Oh, there it is. Oh, for pity's sake, I've lost myself. Oh, there it is. Now we're ready to put on the design. I've got this stencil, which a friend a long time ago gave me, and I think it was actually meant for, I don't know, using on walls. But it was the only thing I had that was small enough. So, here we go. Now, green. First color is green. And I'm going to, oh dear, that was off-centered too. That's better. Put down dark green on the leaves. I need 16 of them. I think I will make them for the smallest children first, on the theory they're less likely to notice just how amateurish my work is, and more likely to utterly destroy it before they get it onto the tree. And then, hopefully, my older grandchildren will get the better made ones. And I do hope to continue this every few years, because I think, I really wish that I had something of my grandmother. It wouldn't have to be something she made, I suppose, but something that was undeniably from her would have been lovely. She sent me letters, but she sent them when I was young enough that I've lost them. We moved a lot when I was a kid, and anything non-essential tended not to make the trip. In the process of making this video, I'm realizing how relatively little time these actually take. It's all about drying time and me being fiddly. Okay. And then I want some shiny green. Just at one end, I think. It's the variation in color appeals to my eye, even though my old lady eyes don't see it all that well. I saw her putting the white spots on the mushrooms yesterday. I saw how she managed to make it so dimensional. That was gorgeous. I'm trying to do a little bit of that with this shiny green paint. And now we need something for the hearts. Pink and red, I think. will definitely be keeping an eye out for stencils that are the right sizes for this. Because these are kind of undersized, but they're what I've got. Everything else was much too big. I even tried finding little bits of the stencil that would work. And well, those hearts don't exactly show up, but they're what we can do. Just getting some of this off the stencil because I work on the dining room table and acrylic paint stuck to the table is just not the kind of look I'm after. And then the next step, and this, you're seeing my first experiment, so this may or may not work. We'll see. No, that doesn't work. So direct paint it is. And rather than wasting paint, I'm going to go, that's not big enough. I'm going to go to the paints that I used on the other side. That's better. Interesting. Well, note to self and to my viewers, a heavier stencil is easier to use. Who'd have thought? Hope I don't smear this. Check what color that was so I can use the other color. And that is what I'm doing as presents for my grandchildren. I'm going to figure out how to do a freehand 2023. Do you want to watch? Well, I guess if you don't, you can turn off the video. Oh, and my apologies. I'm not going to be able to watch you folks until I get my computer fixed. The sound card has suddenly died. First, it sounded like there was bubbly static in the background, and then everybody was talking very, very, very slowly. And now it won't even acknowledge the headphones. And since there are 4 of us sharing an office, I can't really play a video when there's anybody else around. You know? This freehand is better than I expected. And that is the ornaments I'm sending this year. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.